Get out, gearheads. The cars are rolling in for Caffeine and Octane, the largest monthly car show in America. Fill up on some coffee, top off the octane, and head on down.
This is one of my favorite cars of all time.
It's slick and a little steampunk.
Man, that is beautiful. What do you think one of these is worth these days?
I've been offered 100.
Man, these things have gone up.
Dude, this right here, this is the real deal. Skip, it's hot.
Yeah, I'm only going to look at air-conditioned cars.
Listen, it's almost too hot for me to drop the top in my drop-top Ferrari.
You've done it again, haven't you?
I got them on speed dial. I got the Haggerty Drive Share on speed dial every time.
Well, you're hooked.
Come on.
They let you drive a Ferrari?
What is he doing? What are you doing, dude?
What does it look like I'm doing?
It
I'm
looks
getting
like-
ready for my big role.
This superstar, dude, what big role? What
Atlanta is the new Hollywood.
guy's
And, you
too
know,
much.
I'm getting ready to get discovered.
Most of the period correct shows like Stranger Things or those type of shows, they want the normal everyday cars that your mom would have driven.
Oh my God, there's a Pinto.
An entire shot will depend on that car. It can't fail, and it's stressful.
Dude, so Skip, Catherine Legg's back, the race car driver.
You racy guys hang together, don't you?
Damn right, because she know fast and I know fast.
What is it? Some kind of buggy? Looks like it's got a monstrous engine in it.
Motor in it. How much horsepower?
530.
Really?
Holy moly.
In fact, there's something I want to go take a look at out there. There's a Volkswagen that I've never seen. I've read about them.
You know I'm a Volkswagen man.
It's a sports car.
You could go with us if you want, if you get time, Mr. Hollywood.
I'll catch up.
You think you can make it?
You'll catch
I'll be
up.
there.
Look at this. Oh, man. There are some great-looking cars out here today. Good-looking 442. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen one of these. The styling has the flavor of a Bertone. It's got a Volkswagen engine in it. I'm Skip.
I'm Brandon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Brandon. Tell me about this. I've never seen one.
So this is a 1974 Volkswagen Sp2. They were only made in Brazil by Volkswagen of Brazil for 4 years. Because of the embargo in the 70s, they couldn't import Volkswagens from Germany.
Okay.
And so Volkswagen of Brazil got permission from Volkswagen Germany to make their own unique Volkswagen.
Really? How many were made?
They made 10,205 according to the official records. So my grandfather was actually working in Brazil in 1974, found this car, fell in love with it,
Yeah.
bought it, and then brought it back to the United States and California in 1975. Rumor is he had to pay off a couple guys to kind of get it in the country at the time,
I
but
would think so.
he passed it down to me about 13 years ago, and here it is. People on the freeway always are like looking around and trying to figure out what it is and like putting signs. Literally, I've had people hold up signs like, "What is that?" Yeah, a lot of people think it's kind of got that 240Z front nose
does,
on it, and then a little bit of that Porsche 911 rear tail on
Absolutely. You know, it does have a little bit of a flair of the 240Z, the way the dash is done.
So, yep. Most people don't believe it's a Volkswagen just because it's such a sports car looking car.
Yeah, I love it. How's it drive?
It's a air-cooled Volkswagen, so it drives a lot like a Bug or anything else you would drive. 4-speed transmission, the air-cooled pancake engine in the back. This one, the motor's been hopped up a little bit, so I put a 2-liter engine in it with some big carburetors and stuff, so it's a little bit faster.
thanks a million for bringing this out. I really like it.
Thank you very much.
And just shows you never know what you're going to see when you come to Caffeine and Octane. There's always something new.
Man, what a beautiful morning for a car show. So I was just saying to myself that it's so many nice cars out here, it's gonna be hard for me to pick one. And then I saw this Chevelle. God, what year is it?
This is a 1970.
Dude, it's so clean, and the way you got the wheels, the black with the contrasted gray in the center, this is the real deal.
We basically bought it for the chassis, and it had the back quarter panels and the ceiling, and that was it. Everything else on the car is brand new.
So you did everything, interior.
I didn't do everything, but correct, they did, yes.
Can I get in it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, look at this, look at this interior.
So it's a stock 70 Chevelle dash, but then we did classic instrument gauges, vintage air, and then the cutout obviously for the stereo.
So it's a stick, so it's 4-speed?
6-speed manual.
6-speed? Oh, whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. That means we got to go under the hood, because we all know a car of this age would have had a 4-speed in it. 6-speed, so you must have a LS motor?
LS3, correct.
Let me see. Oh yeah. Man, I like your induction here. Are you grabbing your air from underneath?
Yeah, just coming right into the left fender well. Then all the power is hid under the right fender, so that's what keeps it so clean.
No wires, no nothing. So, how much power are we talking?
We got 500 horse in there.
Oh my God. Wow, dude. I swear I want to put it in gear and go. Thank you, man. This is what Caffeine and Octane is all about.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
Ralph Macchio's 47 Ford from Karate Kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's the one?
Wax on, wax off. This is it.
Caffeine and Octane is brought to you by Haggerty. Let's drive together.
Hey guys, welcome to Caffeine and Octane. We have got a big treat for you today. Have you ever wondered how movie cars were made? Well, you're gonna find out. We're going to a place called Picture Car Productions. These guys specialize in major motion picture cars, prepping them, getting them ready, housing them, storing. Oh, are you serious? Get pulled over. Hold on. Look, I wasn't speeding. I don't want any trouble, all right? I'm just lost.
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for Picture Car Productions.
You're here?
No. I'm like, oh my God, there's a cop. There's 3 of them back there on me. I should have known by, you know, cop cars,
Yeah.
Pintos, Tornados.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, this is cool.
We build cars for movies. We've worked on some of the Fast series, Talladega Nights, up to the newer stuff, Suicide Squad, Stranger Things. We provide everything from old ambulances and tractor trailers, carnival trailers.
You just never know
You
what
never
in the
know.
world you guys are gonna have around here.
We stay with them all day while they're filming all night and keep them running, service them, fix them when they break them. An entire shot will depend on that car, and it can't fail, and it's stressful.
It's so hilarious to get pulled over by a police car from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So tell me about this car. You never see any 80s Dodges laying around.
Police car is a 1981 Dodge Diplomat. It was a retired actual police car, still with all of its original radar and sirens and everything in it.
Radar gun. They even had radar guns back then?
Yeah. Now these are getting super hard to find. We do a lot of period correct stuff, a lot of the 80s cars.
Nothing says class and luxury like fake wood.
Absolutely.
Right?
Now And most of the period correct shows, like Stranger Things or those type of shows, they want the normal everyday cars that your mom would have driven. The '84 station wagon was, your classic family everyday vehicle that everybody's familiar with.
Now, most of them didn't even have the cool jumper seat. Let me show all these kids. You get in the back, Mom, are we there yet? And you would ride. This is the way we rode in the 80s on a road trip, right?
Absolutely sleep the whole way.
And then you would annoy your parents, like, can I have some cookies, Mom?
It was scripted to really do a lot of driving, and they had a lot of scenes with it. They wanted to stunt it, slide it. So we were worried about the old carbureted engine giving us trouble, and we decided to update it. It's actually pretty fun. It's a fuel-injected 5-liter, same that was in the Mustangs. But we knew it wasn't going to be a problem because they were never going to see it, but then later in another season, they decided to open the hood. So a lot of people caught that. A lot of people claimed that it was actually too new of a car because it was fuel-injected. It really is an '84, but the motor is a year too new. We got caught on that one.
Oh my God, there's a Pinto! Oh.
I'm sure everybody will recognize this one. It's a
so
76.
This is cool.
The Pinto is probably one of the biggest mistakes Ford was ever really known for. The fuel tank was really bad about getting punctured in an accident, and the Pinto's catching on fire. Most of those types of cars that are known for having issues like that will get a fuel cell with rollover valves to stop the fuel if there were to be an accident, bring them up to modern safety standards. It looks rough, but we film with it out in the heat all day, every day, and it's got to be reliable. So this one's got a new motor and urethane bushings, and it's been gone through brakes and all. It actually runs really good, for a Pinto.
Isn't it funny how you just don't see these anymore? I mean, they were all around. I remember riding in them when I was a kid, and they just disappeared. Now this is a big, fun Cadillac here.
The '71 Cadillac Seville was originally acquired by us for American-made for Tom Cruise to drive, and he actually had a lot of input in it. He knew what he wanted. This is definitely one of the nicer ones. It's about like driving a boat.
Look at that interior. How hilarious.
We've used this one for several shows. It's been Mine Hunter and a few more recent ones that I can't talk about just yet because they're not out. Everybody loves this car.
What else you got around here?
Well, we got Ralph Macchio's 47 Ford from Karate Kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's the one?
Wax on, wax off.
That's the actual one?
This is it. The 47 Ford Super Deluxe is the original car from Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi's car. It's been used more recently for Cobra Kai. But Ralph Macchio has had the car since the original Karate Kid that was gifted to him, and they had us go through it and restore it. It was a flathead V8 and a 3 on the tree, and just not pleasant to drive, very underpowered, and he wants to drive it and enjoy it. So we did a complete drivetrain swap. So it's now a fuel-injected 302 with a C6 transmission. It's a Curry 9-inch rear end. It's got coilovers in the front, disc brakes, power steering, the whole nine. Nothing cooler than driving around the Karate Kid car,
You didn't prep this for me to drive, did you?
We can drive it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Ralph Macchio car?
Yeah, let's do it.
Karate Kid! This is awesome. Oh. This is fun.
Woohoo! Not every day you get to drive the Karate Kid.
I know, right?
Mr. Miyagi.
How cool is that? Hopefully I don't get pulled over again.
Hope not. Ralph Macchio asked him if he wanted anything from the show. He told me he tries to take a gift or take a little something away from every show with him that he can. And he said after this one, they asked what he wanted, and he said, I really want the car. And he said they just kind of laughed at him a little bit, like, yeah, okay, whatever, and gave him one of the headbands. And said a few months later, truck rolls up and unloads the car in his driveway.
It's pretty cool to drive a little piece of history.
It is. As an 80s kid, Karate Kid was just iconic. To be able to sit in the car and cruise down the road, it's just a cool feeling.
This looks super cool. Skinny front tires and they got massive back tires, but does it turn? Walking around Caffeine and Octane today has got my juices flowing again. Obviously, I love cars. It's what I do for a living. The last time you saw me, I think I was driving for Acura in IMSA. This year, I'm driving for Lamborghini. And I'm also racing for Richard Mille in Europe in a prototype, which will be definitely interesting. It's really cool to see the new, fresh cars that I've seen, and I'm very excited to go and explore. Hey, real men drive pink cars.
Catherine!
How you doing?
Hey, Catherine! That's not my kind of pink.
What is it? Some kind of buggy? Looks like it's got a monstrous engine in it.
Motor in it. The motor bigger than the car. What is it?
406, small block.
Really? So it's a dune buggy?
It's a rail buggy, but it's registered as a 67 Volkswagen Bug.
What's a rail buggy?
Street legal.
You got it set up for the street, but is that what they use this for, or did you build this
This was built for drag racing, actually.
Oh, for drag racing.
Yeah.
So the skinny front tires and they got massive back tires. You've obviously got downforce on the back. To me, I see this and I think this looks super cool, but does it turn?
It doesn't turn very easily because it's got a little Volkswagen box on the front, so it takes every bit of 2 hands to turn the steering wheel on this thing.
Oh my goodness. It looks safe, but I think I'd be scared because if I was doing drag racing, I would want some control on the front end just because that's what I'm used to.
You don't need it. When you're going straight, you have minimal inputs on the steering wheel anyway. So literally, the steering wheel should move no more than this. If it gets out of control, if you overcorrect, you're in trouble.
I got you.
So big motor,
Huge motor.
lightweight chassis. How much horsepower?
530.
Really?
Holy moly. Super cool.
Nice. What's this button for?
This one?
Push it up.
I love that sound.
I like it too. We went from strip
Strip to street.
to street.
Sounds so good. You can have a lot of fun.
Could have a lot of fun.
Yeah, gets a lot of attention.
It's probably one of the best designs that I've ever seen. It looks like it's in motion when it's sitting still.
Caffeine and Octane is brought to you by Haggerty. Let's drive together.
Yeah, super cool day for a Jeepster. I mean, how fun would that be to drive in? Or a Bronco. I mean, beautiful day to have a Bronco out, right?
That's right.
Brian, what's your name?
Harold K.
Is this yours?
It is.
Man, that is beautiful.
I brought a 1977 Ford Bronco. It's pretty much original. We kept it real close to the original color. I had it lifted up and I cut the fenders on it, bigger tire. But other than that, it's pretty much stock.
It's just shocking what the Broncos have done over the last few years. I mean, they went from a $5,000 starter kit to a $20,000 starter kit. And what's something like this going for these days?
This one's probably over 50,000.
50 Bronco. I mean, it's gone crazy. And then you got a neighbor over here with a resto mod. What's up, Kevin? Kevin.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I mean, look at that. So this would be the modern take on it.
1971 Ford Bronco. More modern suspension. I stuck with the original Ford 302. I did add some bolt-on stuff, Edelbrock intake manifold, Edelbrock carb, hooker header, so literally it's a brand new truck now.
And then obviously the roll cage.
Yeah, I got an integrated sound bar in the roll cage. Just above your hand, I got bottle openers on all the gussets. You look on the inside, you can see.
You're not supposed to be opening bottles
That's
while
when you're
driving.
parked. That's when you're parked.
Yeah, when you're parked. In the garage. Camping.
Yeah.
Yeah, you camping.
Yeah.
What do you think one of these is worth these days?
I've been offered 100.
Man, these things have gone up.
Now I'm tempted to sell it, but I don't want to. It's like,
Well, then you'd be without a Bronco.
I know.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
It's like the police department's even here today for Caffeine and Octane. Oh, I know this car.
It's probably one of the best designs that I've ever seen. It looks like it's in motion when it's sitting still. Thank you for bringing this car. This is one of my favorite cars of all time. We had the pleasure of actually doing some work on this car.
I remember coming in saying, I gotta strip this down, we gotta make it slick and a little steampunk. And you said, we gotta do what? And here it is.
Here it is.
It's all reduced and looking sexy. 1969 Jaguar Series 2. There's nothing like an E-Type. It's the sexiest body that runs on the road. Secondly is the kind of power these guys made. Straight 6 engine in it. I love the sound and the power of that. And it gives me a little bit of James Bond feeling, you know, I like that.
On the back end, those big old clunky Series 2 taillights have been removed, and the rear lights are actually mounted into the body. And one of the most interesting parts about this, it's all reversible. We didn't do anything to the car that you couldn't take, remove those parts, and put the old parts back on. Series 2s came with open headlights, but we actually reshaped the buckets and moved the headlights forward.
And it's got a little bit of that rally look with the grids over it.
Now this car would have come with just 2 carbs, and this has been updated to triple 2-inch SUs, which you would have seen on the Series 1 cars.
So it's a great drive.
And the interior did a couple little touches in there. You know, by this time, the DOT made Jaguar take and remove the toggle switches. And Oliver, again, wanted something a little more retro. So we took the fascia out of a 61 E-Type and put it in here.
But you know what the best part of that installation is? And it's probably the only Jaguar like it in the world. All the switches work.
Yes. Looks great, Ollie. Thanks a million for bringing this out.
Thanks for having a look. Appreciate it. I come to Caffeine and Octane whenever it's on, and if I'm in town, I'm here. You see every kind of car, from track cars to the latest muscle cars. I love the